Bande Mataram, good morning. So, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic today. The caption will be From Within Outward is the Rule. So, this rule, so far, this integral yoga is concerned, nothing is like this. Mother, Sri Aurobindo quotes, don't do anything that you will be actually shrink to hide from the mother. Don't do like this, do anything, don't say anything, don't think anything that you will shrink from expressing before the mother. So this is the only rule it is there, but actually discipline is required, because without discipline the progress without discipline is given to a counted few. Anyway, Lord is the chosen place. He is given that God-like real lilies. That's what Sri Aurobindo quotes upon the divine, is quoting on the divine path for the divine adventure of the divine. So we have nothing to do, just we have to accept the divinity, and we have to be in a divine mood to accept the divine play. That is what can be done. Anyway, so the topic will be discussed today. From within outward is indeed the rule. So rule is from within towards outward. Always the things what happens, the outward, we are moving externally, we are living in a superficial surface on the external mind. So from outward we are turning within. The thing is that in yogic process the opposite happens. What happens from within outward is the rule. True rule is like this. So when we talk of this within, without, like this, when we go and discuss, naturally two things are there before us, just in front of us, that is within and without. It is there, and from this is one inner and another is outer. That is what we try to understand. And it is interestingly we have to see, because everything is there within, only we are confined to the external sense, external mind, life and the body. Thing is that after the external, if we plunge in deep inside, there is another being that is soft, that is vast, that is actually more concerned and more concentrated and more powerful, that is inner mind, inner vital, inner physical. And if we go little, that is the passage towards the psychic being. So psychic being is the inmost being, we know. So for that actually Sri Aurobindo tries to explain in a very interesting way how you will go in deep inside. For that actually that opening must be there, quietude there must be there, that silence must be there. But the silence, quietude, everything, that must be the spiritual quietude and spiritual silence. Nothing depends upon the external scenario. Anyway, Sri Aurobindo very interestingly quotes the things in his own writings, in his own thing. Anyway, it is not that anything has been taken from you, but as you say, at the end, your being is seen in two parts. When we are quoting Sri Aurobindo, of course, there also we have seen the two personalities we have seen. One is wide and free above, two beings he was, one wide and free above, one intense struggling, its person is here. So here, because this is the lower hemisphere, and that is higher hemisphere, here, there itself, all the freedom, all the light, all the glory, all the illumination, all the freedom are there. But here everything is confined, confused, grayness, darkness, agony, tears, everything is there. So here also Sri Aurobindo tries to explain that two parts, your being is seen in two parts. That is the thing that happens in the sadhana as the sadhana proceeds. So this is, it can't differentiate between the inner being and outer being. That's what he is going to quote it. And when you are progressing in the sadhana, then only it will be a position to be demarcated. And sadhana proceed and must happen in order to that one may have the completely the knowledge of oneself and the true consciousness. So as the sadhana progress, as the consciousness expands, as the widening grows, that's what with that only this complete knowledge of oneself and the true consciousness it is acquired. So these two parts during the course, one is inner being and another is outer being. So outer being, mind, vital and physical, what we know already, we have little bit focused upon, has now become capable of quietude and quietude. As the sadhana progress, it also get out of turbulency, out of disturbance, it gets actually to somehow squeeze. थोड़ा थोड़ा कम हो जाता है, शांत हो जाती है, it happens. and gets more meditation. And it gets in the meditation in a very free, happy, and vacant quietude, which is the first step towards true consciousness. This freedom, happiness, vacant quietude, these are the first condition in the true consciousness. The inner being, after this quitting the outer being, in the process of sadhana, it gets free, it gets quiet. It must be vacant like this. But if it is not, the sadhana is not there, then naturally there is turbulence, there is actually a distortion, there is disturbance, there is resistance, everything is there. And the inner being, so-called inner mind, inner vital, inner physical, are not lost but gone inside. Sometimes we feel like vacated, something like that. We feel they like that emptiness is there in the trans stage. But thing is that it has gone inside. The outer does not know where, but probably gone inside into the union with the psychic. That is what going. The yoga means the union with the divine. So psychic is the spark of the divine. It has gone inside to probably into the union with the psychic. That's what the outer predicts, expects. The only thing that can be then can have gone something in the old nature that it was standing on the way of the experience. This is the old thing, is that formality, these things, these preconceived ideas, this ideology, this resistance of the old nature that stands on the way. That is actual. That is the problem. That is the factor that is standing. But thing is that way. It is, you have to go rush inside. That is the only way. Against your in the course, there is an inner being and inmost being which is called psychic. Already we have spoken that external mind and life and body. Then we are coming into the inner being, like inner mind, inner vital, inner physical. Then the inmost being, that is psychic. When one meditates during the course, so one tries to go into the inner being with the at the time of meditation, through meditation, with the meditation, someone tries to go inside. If one does it, then one feels very well that one has gone inside. This feeling will be there. This experience will come in the process of meditation and in the process of sadhana, through this progress. What can be realized in meditation can also become the ordinary consciousness in which one lives. What can be realized in meditation can also, in ordinary consciousness, somewhere someone is staying, he can also feel that glimpse also there, because he has a little bit aware, a little bit conscious, he knows something maybe through his experience or study, whatever is there. Then one feels that now the ordinary conscious to be something quite external and on the surface, not one's real surface. So someone claim, "Ah, yes, so what are you are doing that also, that idea is also that ये भी मुझे मालूम है, that also I am having, ये भी मुझे मालूम है, like but the actual difference is that you are plunging inside and he is on the surface." वो बाहर में रह के कुछ बताता है, बात करता है, लेकिन आप जाते हैं और साधना भी करते हैं, इसलिए this is the difference. Anyway, then again, still in the course, new life, the growth of the new life, that feeling, that experience is there. That is from the inner being in you. The inner being is the true being, and as it grows, the whole consciousness begins to change. With the growth of the inner being, the entire consciousness changes. This feeling and your new attitude towards the people are the signs of change. Attitude changes with the among you, with you, and with the people. That attitude normally changes. The seeing of inner things is usually comes with the growth of the inner being and inner consciousness. Unless otherwise, that is has not happened. Only the means something reading out of the books or hearing the speech, you claim that you have gone something like Puthi Baigan and Bari Baigan. That brinjal, you have original brinjal, you have taken and actually you have burnt it to take the original food, and somebody like it is something like a picture being picture scored in the book that you are going and trying to burn it. I think nothing like eating something like a carbon dioxide. So, in the inner vision, which awakes most sadhakas when they are enter into this states, that feeling is there, that experience is there, that change comes, quietude, equanimity that comes. Anyway, the more one concentrates, the more this quietude and silence increases. That is the feeling, that is the experience. Nobody can teach you, nobody can express. That is the more one concentrates, the more one more this quietude and silence increases. This is why there seems all quiet within, even though one sorts of things may be taking place within. Then again, very interestingly, Sri Aurobindo has quoted very interestingly. Another good result is the fading out of feeling. Fading out of feeling that the work is mine and the power to do it with the outward consciousness not emerging the inner being. That's what everything. It is the duty of the inner being. It has to come out. It has to emerge, and the work, that is a higher task. It has to perform. The sense of release here in the course, if from the jail always accomplishes the emergence of the psychic being, of the realization of the self above. That is the part. Then only the release will come by the emergence of psychic being or the realization of the self from self above. That is what, and therefore, it is spoken as a liberation or mukti. It is a release into the peace, happiness, and soul's freedom, not tied by any thousand ties and the cares for the outward ignorant existence. Entirely free. No prison, no bar, no encasement, nothing is there. It has been the pure cares and ties of the ignorant external outward existence. It will be freed. Then here in the course of the mother's force. Of course, mother's face that someone has seen. Probably it is out of the supra-physical, not a physical forms here in the course here. That indicated great light has come from the form from the mother and rendered it to the invisible. Again, we'll quote very interestingly. Sri Aurobindo gives the four hints, of course. Sri Aurobindo quotes upon the first result of the condition made of the following. How the four symptoms, Sri Aurobindo, four ideas Sri Aurobindo provide. A sort of the witness attitude. That is the first condition. Sort of witness attitude. Witness attitude in which the inner consciousness looks at all that happens as a spectator or observer. Like a spectator or observer, it just witnesses what happens really. Observing things and but taking no active interest or pleasure. Only the witness, it is the drashta. It has it only sees and experiences. A state of natural equanimity. After this witness, then comes neutral equanimity, in which there is neither joy or sorrow, only quietude, nothing joy, nothing wonders. Third, a sense of being something separated from the all happens. What is happening? It is getting separated, totally free, separated. Observing it but taking no part. This is the number three. Number four, an absence of attachment to things, people, or events. Totally detached, not unattached attitude to things, observing but not taking any part there. So these are the things, these are the feelings we can see. There should be no disgust or impatience or anger when the people talk. Our only difference is that inner peace and silence that can be observed, no reaction, nothing. Second, there should not be any mere neutral, quiet or indifference, but a positive, sure sense of calm, detachment, or peace again. That will be the second attitude. Third, there should be no going out of the body so that you don't know what is happening or what you are doing. There must be the sense not being body but something else. That is good. And that should be a perfect awareness of all and going deep in within and feeling within. So here we are also observing the things in a very bright and very illumined manner. Very excellent ideology we are seeing, we are feeling. Again, we'll see something like the inner and outer sphere in the earth's course go inward in order to change the outward, because so always the outward things, the surrounding, it affects the system. Thing is that some yogic in the yogic consciousness, when the consciousness grows, then inner actually affects the entire world, that is permanent. So go inward in order to change the outward. Then again here in the course, from the inner and the outer depend upon each other. You can't just remove, take one another, reject one. They depend upon each other. In yoga, it is out of the inner victory that there comes the outer conquest. And finally, we'll try to remember the inner and from within outward is indeed the rule that we have to take care of. Thank you. Vande Mataram.